Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a family is asking for support through Christmas cards while a loved one battles cancer. Plus, heavy snow, bitter cold, and holiday congestion are still snarling the return home from Thanksgiving for millions of Americans.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Carmouche. We are at 6:30 this Monday morning and today is December 2nd. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Now Megan, we got some of those flurries and snowflakes this weekend, but what about today?
Today we'll be staying mostly clear. However, we do have another chance for those snowflakes as you're heading into your evening hours. So definitely something to look out for as you're going into your Monday morning. And let's take a look at the highs for today. This morning we're seeing those colder temperatures in the upper 20s, but we're only going to be warming up so much as those high temperatures today will be in the mid 30s. 34 here in Hazard is our high, 30 degrees in Wise, 31 for Clintwood and Grundy. And if you're in Jacksboro, you're in luck. You'll have the warmest temperatures in the area at 39 degrees, still in that 30 range. So it's going to be a cold day. And as we're looking through the next couple of days, we're going to be seeing that trend go up just slightly for your Wednesday, down again, and then we'll be trending back to hopefully normal for this time of year as we're starting off next week. But as we're looking at those flurries, well, overall, we did have those flurries this morning that went through our area, but we'll be clearing out and have that second chance starting as we're going into your evening hours around 5 p.m. And as we're looking at that day planner, you can see when those flurries are really starting back up again. But there you go. Snow is in the forecast tonight. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. A Kentucky student killed in a crash is being honored by her former basketball teams. Kennedy Mullet died last week. She was a cheerleader at the University of Pikeville. She played basketball for both Martin County and Tug Valley. They faced off in a memorial game for Mullet on Saturday. Those who knew her best say she touched the lives of many people.
Her being a cheerleader and a basketball player as well as a JAG Kentucky member, she was out in the community a lot. She touched a lot of people's hearts, and to see that they've renamed this game that's between her old high school and this high school, she would have loved it. She would have absolutely loved it.
A plaque was given to Mullet's family from the team in her memory. The head coach says her number 23 will be retired. A Southern Kentucky family wants this Christmas season to be extra special for a beloved member who has had a rough couple of years because of cancer. Richard Abbott of Somerset has leukemia. Doctors told him he likely has less than 1 year to live. His family would like to see him receive as many Christmas cards as possible this season. Abbott was a local business owner for 3 decades, and his family says he was very generous, trusting people to come back and pay later. He says most did, and now his family says they hope many will return this small favor.
If you see a man struggling, you're supposed to help him out of the ditch.
Crystal Abbott says she researched how many cards Richard would have to receive to break the world record, and it's about 350 million. If you would like to send a card, we have more information on our website, WYMT.com. The Lexington Cemetery was established in the 1800s and has become a final resting place for thousands of people. As one Central Kentucky woman came to visit the graves of her loved ones, she noticed some graves needed a little extra love. Teresa Sloan has now made it a yearly tradition around Christmas time to come out with numerous others to decorate the graves of Babyland, the area of the cemetery dedicated to the graves of babies and young children. Sloan says volunteers have around 1,500 handmade bows that they are placing on these graves. She says this is a labor of love, means that no matter how big or small your life is, it matters.
How long's it been since people have been to some of these? They date back to the 40s, the early 40s. And, you know, families die out, or they're older, they can't make it out here. I just want to remember them and let people know that they are remembered. They were here. They were here, whether it was for a few hours, whether it was for a few years, but they were here.
Sloan says her decorating started as a way to remember her granddaughter who died from SIDS. Now she says her goal is to get more people involved in this tradition so they can continue the work when she's no longer able to. A major snowstorm threw a wrench in the post-Thanksgiving commute for millions of Americans as more snow and bitter cold temperatures continue in parts of the Northeast and Midwest. CBS News correspondent Naomi Ruckham shows us the rough conditions as winter takes hold.
Several feet of snow blanketed parts of the country this Thanksgiving weekend, complicating an already congested commute for millions.
Let's just say I had to plow my own driveway with my car, but maybe like 24 inches. It's up there. My other cars are all glued in. Nearly
2 feet fell in parts of Ohio, Michigan, and New York, with snow falling as fast as 3 inches an hour in some spots. In Buffalo, die-hard Bills fans braved the storm for their team, despite some saying it was the worst game day snow they'd ever seen.
We take a lot of pride in coming out and dealing with the elements. And when we get snow, it just fires us up even more.
The severe weather hit as nearly 80 million Americans traveled at least 50 miles from home this holiday weekend, including a record more than 5 million people hitting the skies. Outside D.C.'s Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, traffic backed up for nearly a mile. Some travelers waited 2 hours, bumper to bumper. Others hopped out of their cars and ran.
It's insane. Yeah, I literally just got off the taxi. I was there for 20 minutes or so in standstill and was up to like $30. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not racking up a $500 bill.
And though the holiday rush takes a brief pause until Christmas, forecasters anticipate more snow and even colder weather in the days ahead. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Frigid air now moves over the eastern third of the country with temperatures about 10 degrees below average. Some good news though, most of the heavy accumulation of snow has passed. A holiday tradition in western Kentucky is adding some competition to Christmas decorations, all for a good cause. The display is an annual event hosted by the Houchin Center for Women. This year, 26 trees are being shown in the exhibit. They are all decorated by different community organizations and nonprofits. The center's president, Caroline Flora, calls it a magical experience.
I love it when kids come in on open house and just, you know, their little eyes looking at all the ornaments and the trees and all the magical. I just love all the Christmas holiday events.
The exhibit is open daily through December 24th. The Lexington Hope Center served hundreds of meals to the unhoused community this past weekend. For the 4th year, the Walk restaurant gave more than 1,000 Thanksgiving meals to organizations that serve people in need. Chris Reams with the Hope Center says just one meal can make a difference by starting a connection and conversation.
It's been a really kind of key moment for our clients to get the care and the access that they need to be able to rebuild their lives.
As the temperatures continue to drop and Kentucky is expecting snow, the Hope Center is providing emergency shelter, clothes, and food for more than 100 homeless people this winter.
And it is yet again another cold morning. Those temperatures are in the upper 20s for most of the area, but some places are even colder, especially as you're traveling towards Virginia, in the low 20s, 21 as you're heading towards Jonesville, 23 in Wise. So again, it's going to be a colder morning and we're going to be warming up into the forecast highs in the mid 30s, 34 here at Hazard, 30 degrees in Wise, and 34 degrees as you're traveling towards Prestonsburg. So again, it's going to be cold. That coat will be needed to be worn all day long, and especially as you're heading off to the bus stop this morning, 27 degrees with some cloudy skies. We will see that sun slightly peeking out around lunchtime, but those clouds will be coming right back in by the time you're heading home with those temperatures about 35 degrees. Stay with us. More Mountain News is on the way.